Hey guys, I'm Glitter Valkyrie, and today we're going to pull for Mythic Dagr. I was not expecting to see Dagr this soon, but she is a character that has really grown on me ever since she was added to the story, and I would really love to pull her today, so we're just going to do our best. So we can talk about all of the wonderful characters on this banner as we go along, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the plan for today is going to be to snipe green whenever we can. And, I thought about pulling greens and colorless because, to be quite honest, I think that the colorless pool might be even stronger than green. But I really want to maximize my chances of getting Dagr, and I do want to save a little bit since we have another banner coming up soon, so I'm going to try to be as efficient as I can. But obviously, it's not super easy to do when you're pulling green, because I feel like they just completely disappear whenever you really want those green units, so colorless will definitely be our backup. And that is a Gaius. Alright, so let's go ahead and back out. And I was so impressed when I saw all the wonderful characters in this pool because we have Sarah, who is one of my favorite characters from Thracia. We have Bramamond, who I still have not gotten after all this time. Every single time that he's on a banner, I try and get him, and he just really does not like me. And I really want to make an FE7 theme team, so if we don't have any greens, I would love to pull a Bramamond. And the other character that we have in that pool is Corrin. And, I did pull on A Hero Rises, and I guess I was that 1% that did not get lucky on that banner, and I did not get a Corrin. But I would love some merges, so if we get her today, I will be super, super happy. So let's back out. And hopefully we see more greens. Okay, one green, I'll take it. And then if we don't have any of those colors, I think that blue is definitely the next best choice. I absolutely adore Lucina, and oh my gosh, we got a Freya. All right. And we get a blessing. And she is plus attack. That is wonderful. I either have a plus attack or plus speed one, so this will probably be a merge. But I will definitely take that. I guess I didn't talk about kind of the order in which I wanted those green units. Dagr's obviously number one. She's who I'm going for on the banner. But I actually wanted Edelgard a little bit more. And I know that sounds strange coming from me because I've talked about my opinion on Edelgard in the past. But Legendary Edelgard is a fantastic pull. Her C skill is one of my favorites for armors. I actually sacrificed the only one that I had, and I gave it to my Winter Hilda, and she is absolutely amazing. So if I can get any copies, that is our... Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! That is a Mirabelle! Oh my gosh. I am so excited. You know what? I love this feature so much. It just makes summoning so much more exciting. And she is minus attack, but that is dazzling fodder. And I do love my healers, so I am more than happy with that. That's probably one of the best pulls that I can get in colorless. So we'll grab that next colorless. And I guess in terms of the other characters on the banner, I really hope that we don't have a circle full of red, because I think that it is definitely the weakest one. We do have Reagan, who is a strong character, but I really don't have any attachment to her. I have the free one, and she is basically the person that breaks the pots when I play AR, and I really don't want any merges. And the other two characters, oh my gosh. We get another Freya. All right. And we can go ahead and check her IVs. Another plus attack. So we will just go ahead and keep going. And I guess I really didn't talk too much about Freya. She is a very, very strong unit. I really do enjoy using her, but, she has a ton of competition with all of those late season mythics because I am someone who's very, very dependent on Milla, and I really can't go without her when I'm playing. And Peony is very, very strong too. I do love my dancers. So I always have to have Milla, and I kind of have to alternate between Peony and Freya whenever they're bonus. So I maybe use her a little bit less than some of the other mythics. And with the addition of Dagr, if I get her, I don't know kind of what place Freya would have if she weren't a bonus, but I'm sure I would make it work. And, I guess we've talked about all of the characters on this banner, and we can go ahead and move on to all the viewer questions for the day. And as always, if I don't get to your question, I'm so sorry. And if you think of something that you would like to ask me, you can leave it in the comments with #question, and I will be more than happy to answer. All right, so the first question on my list today comes from Poco Por Poco, and they ask, with the free duo Lyn, what are your thoughts on her as a unit? Do you plan on foddering her, merging her, using her, or benching her? So my thoughts on duo Lyn. As for A Hero Rises, I was completely fine that she won. I did not vote for her, but she is a character that is useful and also has amazing fodder, so I feel like it was kind of a win-win. I was just happy that we got a limited unit, and even though it wasn't the character that I wanted, I was still happy. And as for the one that we got for free, I did keep that one because I completely skipped that banner, and so she was new for me. And then when I did a little bit of pulling on AHR, I wasn't super lucky, but I did end up pulling a minus attack one. So I fed that one to my Alencia, and my Alencia is very, very happy now. So overall thoughts on Lyn, she's very strong, and we definitely have to put that duo's hindrance on our defense teams now. But not a character that I'm super attached to. But congrats to all the people that got her to +10, because for a lot of people that was a really, really good banner. But thank you for that great question, Poco. And the next question on my list today comes from Mythic Dagr, and they ask, if you were given the choice of a new seasonal or limited banner, what would the theme be? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. We got another goat. Okay. All right, let's check this one. And she is minus speed, but I guess that's a merge. You know, I've kind of lost count of how many we got. But she is a really good character, so I will take it. And a 3-star. And we get a Gunter. Okay, so to answer your question, Plesio, I have thought about some new themes for banners, and one that we haven't had, and I'm not sure if we ever would have it, maybe it would be like a Cherry Blossom Festival. I really like that whole aesthetic, and I think they could do some really pretty costumes, especially with dancers. So I'm not sure if it's enough to be a theme, but I would really like to see it. But thank you for that very lucky question. And the next question on my list today comes from Skybeat8, and they ask, what is your favorite character and class from each game that you have played? All right, so I have done favorite male and female before, but I have not picked my overall favorites, and also my opinions kind of change over time. So let's go ahead and do this. So for Shadow Dragon, my favorite character was Sheeta, and my favorite class was probably a Pegasus Knight. And then for Echoes, my favorite character is Celica. I knew she makes some bad choices, but I love her. And my favorite class was the Princess, which is probably pretty predictable. Okay, 2 greens, perfect. And then for FE4, this is really tough because I love Ethlyn and I love Sigurd almost equally, but I think that I love Ethlyn just a tiny bit more. And my favorite class is literally anything on a horse. I feel like cavalry was so strong in that game, so that would be my answer. And then for Thracia, I would have to say my favorite character is Finn. He's just such a good guy. And then my favorite class is any type of staff unit. Staves were so broken in that game, so that'd be my answer. Oh, perfect, 3 greens. Okay, smoke. Please be Dagr. It's an echidna. So going back to Skybeat's question, I guess we have FE6 next. My favorite character is Klein, and my favorite class is probably a Sage. And then for FE7, obviously it's Sarah, and my favorite class is a Bishop. And then for Sacred Stones, it has to be La Rochelle, and of course a Valkyrie. That is actually when I started to really enjoy the Valkyrie class with La Rochelle. And then for Path of Radiance, Alencia is hands down my favorite, and my favorite class overall is probably the Heron. They're definitely my favorite beast units, and they were so pretty and I love them, so I would say Heron. And then we have Radiant Dawn, and quite honestly, it's still Alencia, but if I have to pick someone else, I would say probably Micaiah. And favorite class is still the Heron. And then for what comes next? Oh, Awakening. For Awakening, I would say Crom is my absolute favorite, with Lucina as a close second. And my favorite class is the Dark Flyer. And let's go ahead and back out. And then we have Fates, and my favorite is Xander. And my favorite class is probably like the Priestess class that you have when you can promote Sakura. I forget what it's called, but I really like that combination of healing and bows. I thought it was interesting, so I would say that one. But I also really like the Kenshi Knight too. I thought that was really cool. And then for 3 houses, you know, I have to say that I love Claude and Marianne equally. I can't choose. And that is a Raven. And then for my favorite class from that game, I would say Gremory. A boring choice, but I really liked it. But thank you for that great question, Skybeat. And the next question that we have today comes from Bexentine MC, and they ask, what made you like Xander so much? All right, so initially, design was a huge factor. I think that his design was extremely well done, along with all the Norian siblings. They were really, really nice. But then, you know what, I did all of his supports, and that's truly what made me love the character. He had a really terrible childhood growing up with Garen, and he really has the weight. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's another goat. I cannot believe this. And another blessing. And we can check IVs. And she is minus attack. So I think we finished the circle maybe. Maybe not the red, but I think we finished the circle, and I don't know, maybe I should stop. We have another banner coming, so I really don't know what to do. But to finish answering your question, Bexentine, I loved Xander because of those supports, because he had the weight of the world on his shoulders. He wasn't naturally good at anything and had to work really hard to be good, and I find that admirable. And he was really a flawed character, and I really like that trait. And I also think that he's one of the better parents in Fates. Really, they're all terrible parents. Terrible. But he was one of the better ones, I think, aside from the fact that he named his kid Sigbert. That was not a good idea. But thank you for that great question. Oh my gosh. We got a Linhardt. I'm actually super excited about this. This is my first one. So I think we back out. And what do I do? Well, I'm going to do what I always do and make like the most questionable decision possible for characters that I love, and we are just going to try a little bit more and probably get another goat, but that's okay. Oh, no greens. Well, maybe this is a Bramamond. I would be super happy with that. Okay, 3-star. And we get a Lachesis. So let's back out. And I guess the good news is when these run a little bit longer, I can answer more questions. So we can do another one. And this comes from Luis, and they ask, what would you think of another Effie Echoes game, and which of the older games would you want to be remade? I would love another Echoes game. I think Shadows of Valentia was fantastic. And the game that I would want to be remade is probably Genealogy. And that's because that is a game with an absolutely fantastic story. I feel like more people need to experience it because it's so good. But I also think that it's a really flawed game that could really use a lot of improvements. And so I think that they could make it really pretty and improve a few things while still staying true to the game. And I would be really happy with it. So yeah, Genealogy would be my answer. But thank you for that great question. Okay, Smoke. We got her! Oh my gosh, I love her art so much. Oh my gosh, that quote is so good. Oh, I'm so glad we kept going. And let's check IVs. And she is minus attack, but you know what? I love her. I am so happy. And I think we can finish this whole circle. It's such a strong pool. I think it's worth it. Okay, Smoke. Please be Bramamond. It's a Kaze. Okay, we'll pull that next green. Maybe we can get a merge for our dagger. Okay, smoke. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's like an invasion of goats today. And she is neutral. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how many Freyas we got today. I guess I'm gonna have a really good Freya, or like a lot of attack speed solo. And we get a Fae. So let's go ahead and pull that last one. And 3-star. At least we end with best girl. All right, so I am so glad that we kept going. We got our dagger and like a million goats and a Maribel too. So overall, I think that this went really, really well. So I want to thank all of you that submitted questions. It makes these videos so much fun to make, and I hope that your polls bring you everything that you are looking for. So as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.